What's up, everybody? It's your host, Dan B. Up, and I'm back with another podcast episode, man. And we're back with another March Madness episode, man. The Sweet 16 is here. Sweet 16 first game starts tomorrow, man. And my Final Four teams, they're still alive, man. Michigan State's still alive. Florida's still alive. Duke is still alive. And Houston is still alive, man. Let's go. But there's been a few upsets. We got Arkansas as the 10th seed, making it all the way to the Sweet 16, man. Who would have thought that, man? Arkansas, they played Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks as the 10th seed. They beat them when they were 7th seed. Then they beat the second seeded St. John's. And I was surprised about that game, man. I was surprised. Like I said in the last video, St. John's would have been one of my teams to make it to the Final Four if they didn't have Florida in their bracket. And I knew that would have been a tough game because they're both two physical teams. But Arkansas ended up coming out on top, and now they got Texas Tech, man. And that's going to be another game. I feel like their length and the athleticism on both sides of both teams is going to be interesting to watch. Like St. John's, man, St. John's was a defensive team, but they couldn't shoot the ball. They shot like 9%. Their best player was 3 for 17. Arkansas as well didn't shoot the ball well, but they got to the basket. They were more aggressive than St. John's. St. John's is known to be an aggressive team with Rick Pitino, you know. He's a strict defensive guy, man, and they're a second half team. So I thought Arkansas did a great job containing them in the second half, limiting to their best players, shooting 3 for 17, like I said. And one of the other best players, Kenny Richmond, was in foul trouble, and you gotta give it up for the Arkansas guys, man. DJ Wagner shot 4 for 16, but he got to the basket at will, even though there was missed blown calls. Jonell Davis did good. He had 13. The freshman Kevin Knox had 15. Billy Richmond had 16. Like, the freshmen still did their thing, man, with John Calipari, man. He's strictly with the freshmen, man. And his freshmen came up big, bro. Like, Knox had 15 with 4 blocks. Got to the line 11 times. Like, his freshmen stepped up, man. Before the season, Knox was a guy that was looking into be a one-and-done guy. He came into the season like that, but I don't think how his season played out. He's fit for the one-and-done. He should come back, honestly. But Knox and Richmond, man, 2 freshmen stepped up huge, man. Jonas Edu, he didn't have a game that he had versus Kansas, but he was still there. He was in foul trouble a little bit. Davis was in foul trouble. Boogie Flan came in foul trouble. Now, they were 8 deep. Now they got their best player this year, Adul Thiero, back. He's a projected first rounder. He missed a couple games due to, I think it was a hyperextended knee. He should be back 12 to 15 minutes. And I feel like him coming off the bench, he should come off the bench because let the starters be the same. He come off the bench, it will be a big impact. And I'm just excited for tomorrow, man, when they play Texas Tech, bro. I'm just excited for that matchup, bro. Another game in the West, Florida versus Maryland, and man, Florida, man, they had a great game versus UConn, man. That was one of the best games that weekend. Back and forth battle, man. UConn are the 2-time defending champs at that time, man. They didn't want to go out. They came out frightened, bro. I was worried. I was like, oh, UConn could steal this, but the last few minutes, their offense got stalled, and Florida just made big shots, man. Walter Carton Jr., man, I said he should be the Bob Cousby point guard player of the year. And he showed it why, man. He had clutch baskets that game, man. He had 2 clutch threes, ended with 23 points. And he got going, man. It was a quiet game for Alex Condon. He only had 5 points, but the guards stepped up, man. And I'm telling you, to win in March, it has to be straight on guard play. Walter Clayton had 23. Elijah Martin had 18, and Will Richard had 15. Those 3 guards stepped up, man. And UConn just didn't have enough for them, man. Lyman Neely, he had a great game, 22 points. But it just wasn't enough, man. Alex Caravan had 14. I know he was sick. He tried to get that three-peat because he was on the members of the two teams. And I just feel like UConn just didn't have enough in their guards this year. Like, Solo Ball has spurts. Diarra has spurts. Diarra was more like a defender than an offensive player. But it's okay, though, because, like, UConn's been there before. Don Hurley's still a great coach, despite everything they say about him in the media, all that, about how he's not mature. He always saying things. But that game was amazing, bro. Now we can talk about Maryland. Maryland game was a great game as well, man. That was the first buzzer beater of this tournament. Derek Queen had a buzzer beater that had 17 and 6, man. He's just been amazing all year, bro. Like my man's Jay said it. He heard what he said in October. He could be the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar winner. And he's a finalist right now. And you saw he won Freshman of the Year in the Big Ten. But he just keep making big plays, man. That buzzer beater was that gather step 1-2. Great buzzer beater, man. Julian Reed's 15 and 11. He's a great hooper. And you know about Maryland, man. They're the Crab Five, man. Their starting five is the reason they've been going so far. And it's gonna be an interesting game when they play Florida and California and San Francisco. We could go to we got Auburn versus Michigan, and that's gonna be a great game. I ain't gonna lie, that's gonna be a great game. Auburn is a team that plays to wear you out. Like, I feel like in the beginning of the game, like the first half is gonna be a close first half. It's gonna be back and forth, I feel like. But I feel like the guards for Auburn is gonna be too much for Michigan, bro. Like I said, bro, I always say this. March is about the guards, and I just feel like Tahai Pettifor off the bench, Miles Kelly, Denver Jones. It's gonna be too much, bro. If Miles Kelly shooting the ball well, Derek Jones shooting the ball well, Pettifor off the bench is just, I don't know, man. It's just like Michigan better hope is a bad shooting night for them, bro. But Baker Mazzara is gonna be a great defender. He's probably gonna be checking Gale, I believe. Gale, that was the dude off the bench, Gale, or Namir Burnett. But Burnett only played like 10 minutes versus A&M, so that's going to be interesting. But it's going to be a good matchup from the front courts, though. Dylan Cardwell is a great defender. He's probably going to be matched up with Golden. And Jaheim Broom versus Danny Wolf, man. That's going to be the matchup everybody wants to see, man. Broom has to get off, man. I ain't going to lie. I feel like he's been chilling these tournaments so far, but he's going to have to get off. And I'm excited. I'm excited for that front court matchup, bro. I'm excited for that front court matchup. I'm trying to see. Yeah, Namir Bennett had 12 minutes. And Gale had 26. Wow, Gale had 26 versus A&M. Big buckets. Wayne Taylor was a no-show, 4 for 15. They sold Payne. Payne was going nuts. But that Auburn versus Michigan is going to be a great matchup. Ole Miss versus Michigan State, man. I'm excited for this matchup, man. Tom Izzo versus Chris Beard again. Last time they matched up was in the Final Four in 2019 where Chris Beard took that one. And I'm sick about that because our offense was bad that game. And it was all because of Chris Beard's defense. So I'm excited about this game, man. Held us to 50 points that game. But I feel like we're going to be on track to get our 70s. And I'm just excited for our guard play, bro. Our guard play. Jace didn't have the greatest game versus New Mexico. He didn't score into the last 6 minutes, I believe, of the game. He got fouled at the three-point line, and he got this and one off a tip-in. He was a no-show. But that's why Michigan State is deep, bro. They're deep. They're deep. Jaden Atkins had an amazing game. 16.7 for 11, 2 for 4. And then Trey Holloman off the bench. 14 points, man. He sacrificed himself this year by putting himself on the bench so Jace can rock out. And it's been working out. Cohen Carr has been amazing this tournament. 8.6 rebounds, the loudest. Like, he plays hard, bro. Every time he comes in, he plays hard. Frank Fitter had a great game last game, 10 points. I'm expecting to see a lot from Collier this game because I've been hearing that Ole Miss is not a good rebounding team, and Collier, he's going to rebound that damn ball if they don't box him out. And I'm excited to see him. Carson Cooper's been most improved in my eyes. He's going to get a lot of rebounds when he comes in. Jamie Fears, the floor general, he's going to set the offense up. Jamie Fears, don't be scared to shoot the ball, man. When you in the paint, get your little floaters in, your little mid-range in. Don't be scared, bro. This is Michigan State's time, man. Hit the Elite Eight, bro. Ole Miss got some guys, though. I got to go to talk about Ole Miss because they ran Iowa State out the gym. They had, Dia had 18. That's going to be a good matchup when I see Carr comes in to check him. We're probably gonna see Carr guarding him. Collier could guard him at time to time. They got good guards as well. They got Juju Murray. They got Matthew Miller and Padilla. Padilla's a shooter. Matthew Miller's we got to guard the three. We got to guard him off the three. And I'm excited to see Jaden Atkins. He's probably gonna be matched up with Matthew Mueller. And then we're probably gonna see Jace match up on Juju. Yeah, I would say he'll be matched up on Juju. Then we're going to put Jeremy Fears on Padilla. I can't wait for that matchup. They got Bakeford off the bench. We're going to probably see Cohen Carr matched up with him a lot. Frank Fuller is going to be matched up with him a lot. I'm just excited for this matchup, bro. Michigan State, to win Michigan State, they got to do is, you know our motto for Michigan State, man. Defend, rebound, run, and make shots, bro. If they do all that, they will win this game, and I'm excited for this game. We make shots, we run the floor, we get stops, we win this game, we go to Elite Eight. I'm gonna do the predictions at the end. I'm just still talking. We could go to the other side of the bracket. Duke versus Baylor, man. Duke is nice. Duke is nice. If Tyrese Proctor is hitting shots, man's shot 9 for 10, 7 for 8 from the trays. Like, he's improved with his shooting. That's been his question since first two years of college was his shooting. His third year this year, he's been shooting the ball amazingly. Had 25 points, and then Conopel had 12 points, 4 for 5, 2 for 3. Like, the Duke guys, they were just hooping, bro. Duke is hooping. That was like the longest first half I watched. At a time, Baylor was up and out of nowhere. Duke went on a run. They were up 17 at the end of half. Like, what? Cooper Flag had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Cooper Flag does it all, man. Zion James had a quiet game offensively, but he was there. But Duke's got it, bro. Duke's got it. They play Arizona. That's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a rematch during the year. They played early in Arizona. Speaking about Arizona and Oregon, man, I had Oregon winning that game. Oregon started off the game hot, man. Stan Stale had 25 points. Bamba 17, 16 for Biddle. But it was just too much Caleb Love, man. Caleb Love is just too experienced, man. He wants it, man. This is his last year, I believe. Hope so. He had 29 points, 5 for 7 from the trays, 10 for 18 shooting. They couldn't stop him. They came out hot, though, man. Like, it was like 17-4. I'm like, dang, Oregon's on that. But they weathered the storm. Arizona ended up winning. BYU versus Wisconsin, man. That was a great matchup. I had BYU in my bracket, and I'm happy I picked them because that NBA offense, man. The NBA offense, they probably don't get stops, but the NBA offense is the reason why they win, bro. Kevin Young, NBA coach, man. Sanders had 25. I was surprised. Eden Demi, the top 10 of lottery pick, he had 11, 8, and 8. They just got a squad, man. BYU has a squad. They have a squad. And they're going to do a lot of work this transfer portal to get the AJ DeManzos right for the next season, but we're not going to talk about that too much. But John Tarjay had 37 points, man. 16 free throws. He's going to be, he gets to the line a lot in college, so imagine what you're going to see next year when he gets drafted in the NBA. John Blackwell had 21. Wisconsin had enough to win this game, man. They came down to the last shot. John Tarjay got to the basket, airballed the shot, and that's all it was with them. But Wisconsin played a great game. BYU played a great game. BYU was up. I forgot how much they was up, but they almost blew that game. But BYU versus Alabama, that's going to be a good game to watch, bro. Two high-scoring offenses. Alabama averages like 90 points this year. BYU averages like 81. I see that game going to be in the 80s as well. If they play the same pace that they played in the round of 32 games, I feel like BYU and Alabama game will be in the 80s. And I say Alabama's going to win that game. Oh, shit, I was supposed to say that. But that's going to be a high-scoring game. Houston versus Gonzaga, man. That's going to be a good game, too. I mean, no, that was a good game. Gonzaga, first time they didn't make it to the Sweet 16 in so long. Houston played a great game. And then at the end, Gonzaga almost came back. Gonzaga as an 8th seed was kind of surprising, but that's how they matched up with, because they didn't have a great regular season, even though they won the regular season tournament. I mean, even though they won the tournament of their conference. But Cryer had 30, Sharp had 12. They're starting 5, man. If they're scoring a ball like that, man, like Houston's usually just strictly defense, but they got a little offense to them this year. But Nembhard had 10 points. Battle had 17. Nolan Hickman surprised me with only 17 minutes and 0 points. I'm surprised about that. I wonder what he's going to do this year. Is he going to hit the portal or what? Because that surprised me. I was confused why he only had 17 minutes when I looked at the highlights. I mean, when I looked at the box score. Gregory Ikea had 27, but it wasn't enough. Gonzaga falls. Purdue beats McNeese. There was no Cinderella for McNeese. I turned it on. It was a blowout. Braden Smith, 10 points. The best point guard. I mean, not the best, but the player of the year of the Big Ten, 10 points. Their big man, Kaufman Reen had 22 and 15. Fletcher had 15. I feel like Fletcher this year, he's on a down year, bro. I feel like he hasn't been, I think I said that last week as well. Fletcher hasn't been doing a lot, but he shot the ball 10 threes, made 3 of them, had 15 and 5 assists. It's going to be interesting to see them versus Houston, but we'll see how that goes with their depth. Illinois versus Kentucky, disappointed at Illinois. Illinois didn't play no lick of defense. Will Riley was a no-show, disappointment. I remember versus Michigan State the first time he didn't miss a shot. This time he can't even hit a 3. Ivich had 19, shot 12 threes. Boswell had 23. Their top pick, Jack Canonis, had 13-5. Trey White, 8. But Kentucky, man, it was about Kobe Bray. I feel like Kobe Bray has been their best player this year. I feel like he's better than because it's about shooting, man. The way he's a set shooter, gets the ball off the catch, takes a dribble. He looks a little like he looks great. I ain't gonna lie. 23 points, 3 for 8. Lamont Butler surprised me. I feel like he was dealing with his shoulder injury. He played well though. 14 points. I was surprised by that. Atlas Carr, 4 points. Ottawa, 15. Kentucky's gonna go as far as Owea takes them. It's gonna be an interesting battle to see them play versus Tennessee. Could that be a rematch? They played like twice and they beat Tennessee twice. Tennessee versus UCLA. That was gonna be closer than what it was, but Tennessee, man, Chance Laner, 20 points, and then Ziegler, 15. It's about them two in March, bro. If they want to win, it's gonna be about them two, bro. They gotta play well on the defensive side versus Kentucky. Kentucky beat them twice already, bro. So that's gonna be interesting. Because it's hard to beat the team 3 times, especially in rivalries, bro. But I could go for these predictions real quick. I'm gonna just predict it out. Elite 8. I mean, Sweet 16 all the way to the Final Four national championship. Auburn versus Michigan. Close game at halftime, but then Auburn runs away with it. Too much of the guard play. Auburn wins that game. Ole Miss versus Michigan State. Michigan State runs with it as well. Second half, Michigan State wins that game, covers the spread, whatever the spread was. So it leads them to the Elite 8. Florida versus Maryland. Too much Florida. Florida wins that game. They win that. Texas A&M and Arkansas. Seeding doesn't matter at this point. Everybody's 2-0. See, that doesn't matter. I got Arkansas winning that game. Adult Theo comes back, plays his 12 to 15 minutes, maybe more. You know, Calipari, what he does. Calipari wins that Sweet 16 matchup and goes to the Elite Eight. I like them versus Texas Tech, man. Like, Calipari already beat 2 Hall of Famers. Like, the most Cal thing to do will be to lose to Texas Tech. I don't know who their coach is, but I know he's not a Hall of Famer at the moment. But that will be the Coach Calipari thing. But hopefully he does, and I got Arkansas winning. Duke versus Arizona. I say Duke beats them again for the second time this year. They're just too stacked. They're just too stacked. They're gonna have a great game plan for Caleb Love. Caleb Love's gonna have a rough time. Probably shoot bad, but BYU versus Alabama. Like I said, it's gonna be a high scoring game, probably 80s. I'll be surprised if both teams are in the 70s. I feel like a team is gonna hit the 80s, and I got Alabama. It's gonna be just too much scoring. Like, Bama's gonna make plays at the end. Houston versus Purdue. I think Houston runs away with this as well. I got Houston winning that. I don't know. Houston's on a mission this year. Houston's on a mission. Calvin Sampson is a great coach. I see him going to Elite Eight. Kentucky versus Tennessee. Like I said, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I got Tennessee winning this game. I got Tennessee winning this game. That game's at Indiana. Okay, Indiana, Alabama, and them is at Newark. I know Michigan State is at Atlanta, and Dayton, Florida game is in San Francisco. But I got Kentucky losing to Tennessee. It's going to be hard for them to beat the team 3 times. But they've been playing well without Jackson Robinson. But I got Tennessee this one, bro. Chance Lander steps up and goes, does his thing. Auburn versus Michigan State. I can't wait for that. If that happens, I got Michigan State winning. It's going to be great guard play. And I think that game is going to get to go down to the wire, man. I can't wait if that game happens. I can't wait to watch that. But I got Michigan State winning that. Arkansas versus Florida. I say Arkansas upsets Florida. I say Arkansas to the Final Four. They upset Florida. Just they need to just be physical with them, man. Arkansas's defense is just going to take them to the Final Four. Their physicality is going to take them to the Final Four. They just got to make shots. If they make shots versus Tech and Florida, they in the Final Four easily. Duke versus Alabama. I say Duke. Duke's going to the Final Four. That's going to be a close game, though. That's probably going to be in the 80s as well. To beat Alabama, you're going to have to score 80 points to beat Alabama. I'm telling you this now. That game's going to be at 80s. I got Duke winning. Houston versus Tennessee. I got Houston winning that game. Houston to the Final Four. So it'll be Michigan State versus Arkansas. Got Michigan State winning that. Michigan State beating Arkansas, going to the Final Four. Duke versus Houston. I got Duke winning that. Too much Cooper flag. I don't know, it's going to probably be too much offense for Houston. Duke wins that. Michigan State versus Duke in the national championship. Tom Izzo gets number 2. He gets number 2, and Jace Richardson gets a championship with Tom Izzo, just like his dad, Jason Richardson, got a championship with them. And that's all for this podcast. Like, share, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and go green.